This is ECAA 2021, Section 1, Question 15. So this question tells us we have a bowl containing only red and green sweets. There is a total of 9 sweets in the bowl. Charlie eats 2 of the sweets at random, and the probability of not eating any green sweets is 5/12. And what we have to find out is what is the probability that Charlie eats 2 green sweets. So in probability questions like these, I like to draw a little probability diagram. It makes it easier to sort of see what our probabilities are going to be. So we only have red and green sweets in the bowl, and we're picking 2 at random. So have a go at drawing your own little probability diagram about what that might look like. So we have 2 different selections. So our first one, we can pick a red or a green. Then after that, we can either pick a red or a green for both of those. So our diagram is going to look something like this. Now, we already know one probability. Not eating any green sweets is 5/12. So if we're not eating any green sweets, that must mean we're eating 2 red. So our probability of 2 red sweets is 5/12. But what does that mean? How can we use this to find out how many red and how many green sweets do we have? Well, we know that we've got 9 sweets in total. So our probability for the first selection must be out of 9. And then the next one must be out of 8, as we've got 1 less sweet than before. If we times our denominators together, we get 72. So our final probability is going to be something over 72. And we know that has to be equivalent to this fraction here. So the change in denominators must be equal to the change in numerators for these 2 fractions to be equivalent. 72 divided by 6 is 12. So that must mean we have to times 5 by 6. And we get 30/72. So that is another way of writing our probability of picking 2 red sweets using our numbers here. And this will allow us to figure out how many red sweets we have either time. So these 2 numbers, the numerators on top of here, must times together to equal 30. And this one here must be 1 less than this one here, as we're taking 1 away when we make that first selection. So let's look at the factors of 30 and see if there's any 2 numbers, any 2 factors that agree to those assumptions. So 1 and 30, there's 2 bigger difference. 2 and 15, 3 and 10, they don't work, but 5 and 6, that must be our solution. So we're going to start with 6 here, and then we're going to take 1 away, and we're going to get 5. So if we times those 2 together, we get our probability there, which is equal to the probability we already know. So we know we start with 6 red sweets. That must mean we have 3 green sweets. And then if we take 1 away, if we're choosing 2 green, as that's what's in our question here, we must have 2/8 as our second probability. So to find our final probability that he eats 2 green sweets, we just have to times these 2 together. So we get 6/72, and this simplifies down to 1/12. So our final answer is B.